Hi guys, this is the ASMR Nerd, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of this game called TIMEframe. TIMEframe is an exploration-based game, and from what I gather, we're going to be exploring the remains of a crumbling empire in a moment frozen in time, or something to that effect. I've never played this game before. In fact, this game isn't even out yet. It comes out tomorrow. And in the spirit of full disclosure, I was sent a preview key for this game by the developer. However, it caught my eye, and I think it has the potential to be really interesting. I don't, of course, review games. I just play them, for relaxation purposes. But I will be completely honest and forthcoming in my opinion about this game. Whatever that may be, this is a blind playthrough. I've never played it before. All I've done is read the video description, or not the video description, the game description on Steam. So let's get right to it. So the game appears to have dropped us in some kind of large, I don't know, open space here. Big tall room. And it looks like there are pedestals scattered about. Let's go take a look. It looks like there are symbols on these pedestals, which probably are part of unlocking some puzzle. My understanding is that through exploration you uncover the story of this landscape, perhaps these people, whoever put these here. This looks like a book. Let's give it a look. The Ascendant Spire. Our hopes manifest in this place. Ancient beliefs and modern ideals coalesce. We have prepared the index. We have prepared the arc. And now we ascend the completed spire to await the catalyst. The others have gone, but we remain. The aggregariate will be revealed among us, collect the index, and render itself upon the arc. Our Historia will not languish in the dust of this world. It will live among the stars. Anonymous, Cycle 1999. So right off the bat, we have some intrigue, some mystery. It sounds like perhaps these people were part of an exodus or an ascension to some kind of higher realm, or perhaps to space. I really pedestal on each pedestal appears to be unique. Let's go check the other side. Yeah, more symbols. I feel like we saw this one before, maybe. Looks like I've got full bars of cellular reception. That's good. These are sort of pictographs, maybe. These could be a set of doors, perhaps. I don't know. And a few others. This looks like what could be the silhouette of a city or a town or something, a walled city. If I had to guess, I would say each symbol corresponds to a different area in this game, but I don't know. But this is probably the Spire of Ascension, or whatever it was called, that was mentioned in this book over here. Well, let's head on out into the landscape. Which way should we go? How about this way? Well, that's quite something. It's very striking. As you can see, the game has a very simple graphical style, but very beautiful. It's very reminiscent of Proteus, in a sense, and even more so, it reminds me of Shelter. It's simple and polygonal, but it has a bit of an ancient feel to it, in a sense. Just the color palette is very, brown and yellow, but I think it works for this kind of game. A game that was clearly inspired by games such as, Proteus, and I think they mentioned Dear Esther also in the description on Steam. And other games of that sort. There's been a proliferation of exploration games over the last 5 or so years, which is wonderful because they're great for ASMR like this. So, to the right here we have what appears to be perhaps an aqueduct or a great wall of some kind. Arches down in the valley bottom, and in the very far distance, I think I see statues, human-like statues. A cloud of some kind in the sky, maybe, or maybe not. Could be something more than a cloud. It almost seems like it's coming towards me, actually. That's interesting. What is this? I don't even know. Okay. Well, that appears to be the end of that. That was very interesting. And I guess we start again. Okay. I'm gonna say those weren't clouds. I'm gonna say they were perhaps asteroids. Or some kind of celestial body colliding. That's very interesting. So it would appear that we are reliving again and again the final moments the slow motion death of this world. And with that in mind, let's head out and see what we can see before the world ends. I wonder if there are ways to stave off the end of the world. Things that we might discover through our exploration of the landscape. But already I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by how enigmatic this setting is. I'm intrigued by the striking visuals. I'm intrigued by the concept of a world within its last few moments of life. And I'm intrigued by what happened to these people, where they're going, how they're going there. Looks like over to the left is a series of towers, or a fortress of some kind, so let's go. Take a look. You may have noticed that the game has perhaps a dynamic soundtrack. I'm not quite certain if it's... I don't think it's dynamic in the sense that Proteus is. But I think it responds to where you are and what you're doing. This is beautiful. I don't know if these are supposed to be insects or flower petals, but they're quite gorgeous. Frozen in time. Let's head up to this fortress. See what we can discover. It looks like there's another structure beyond the fortress. I see columns. Looks like some kind of Greek temple. Perhaps we'll go over there next. As near as I can tell, or as far as I can tell, there is no way to jump. You simply walk. And there again in the sky we see our eventual doom. Already heading towards the planet. Which is interesting. I suppose that encourages you to explore the world in bite-sized pieces. There's the spire from which we just came. The sun hanging low in the sky. It's a beautiful scene. And coming ever closer. The apocalypse. But let's take a look. This looks like water. Or ice, maybe. I guess it's frozen water because we're frozen in time. Waterfall here. Spray hanging in the air. A water wheel. Let's see if we can get further into the fortress before the world ends. There's that soundtrack picking up again. Everything's moving slightly, very slowly, in slow motion. The water wheel's turning. The waterfall is foaming. And the end of the world tiptoes ever closer. This is interesting. What's this? A well, it looks like. And phases M4A, perhaps, with which I can interact. Waters. Waters spring forth in a harsh world, flow and splinter into streams, evaporate in the brightness of the sun, reunite in the comfort of the clouds, waiting to return as a great ocean. A traditional poem, Nigh Cycle Prioria, or Priora, 1200. With nothing more said. Very interesting. Let's see if we can make it to the top of the tower for the end of the world, shall we? Very striking. I keep using that word, but I guess what I mean is it's kind of moving. The visuals are, painterly in a sense, but also very evocative. And the context of the end of the world and end of civilization is quite, I don't know, emotional in a sense, I guess. Combined with the music is really beautiful. I'm loving the acoustic guitar and the cellos so far. And it looks like we've reached the end once again. As these asteroids collide slow motion with the world upon which we find ourselves. But don't worry. Get to do it all again in just a moment. So, this game is clearly meant to be digested in bite-sized pieces. I don't know exactly how long we have before the world ends, but doesn't feel like very long. Maybe 15 minutes at most or something. Now, how do these tie in with what we've seen out there? I wonder if that's supposed to be a waterfall, perhaps. That indicates that waterfall structure is in that direction. There's a couple others here, so this shot anyway reminds me a little bit of Tatooine from Star Wars, just the bright sun and the dunes. Although Tatooine has two suns, of course. It's a binary system. Very effective use of lighting in this game so far. I wonder if those are supposed to be fires along the top of this aqueduct or wall. I guess it's a wall. It's very reminiscent of, actually, for any of you who play Guild Wars or played Guild Wars 1, it reminds me a lot of the Great Northern Wall in Ascalon. This whole area feels kind of like post-Searing Ascalon, actually. That's neither here nor there, really, but let's go take a look at this statue. There's clearly a handful of other structures across the landscape. And I think I saw some kind of dome structure past this statue, maybe. They definitely look like bonfires or watchfires along the wall. Look here, you can see the shadow of the statue cast on that cliff. Head up the back of the hill here. There's that structure I saw earlier on the right. And here's this humanoid statue. It appears to be holding some kind of item. I don't even know. Let's get around the front. Maybe he's supposed to be casting some kind of magic, but it looks like he's carrying. Maybe it's supposed to be an asteroid, actually. Maybe we can read about it. The Age of Affirmation. The fears of our past have been supplanted by a new hope for the future. Signs of the legendary nomad have been absent from our skies for many generations, but we use its symbol to remind us of our impermanence. We have seen war and disease and famine, and yet we remain. The knowledge of the aggregariate still resides within us. We are now the observers, the reflectionists, the speculators, the archivists, the concluders, the affirmationists. We uncover truth and uphold it for all to see. From the ideologies of the Herald Fastrid Fastir, Cycle 974, monument commemorated in Cycle 1000 to celebrate a new age. wonder if this nomad of the skies that they mention is in fact the asteroid that's coming to end the world. They talk about how it reminds them of their impermanence. I don't know. And I think this statue was probably built about 1,000 years before the game takes place, because I think in the spire over there, the book that discussed the Exodus mentioned the year, or the cycle 1999. And I assume then that this cataclysm occurs perhaps as the world rolls over to the year 2000. So there appears to be another citadel of some kind in the far distance, and what looks like some kind of strange forest in the fog beyond that. I guess it's not really fog, it's more like haze. And then we have this structure nearby. But, of course, the world's ending soon, so don't know if we'll get to this structure in time. But we'll give it a go, shall we? This game is definitely melancholy, and I like that. You have to be in the right mood, but it's quite effective. Well, let's poke around here a little bit. Beautiful. Some kind of crystal structures up near the roof. Some kind of vessel or tool. I see it's a pendulum swinging in slow motion. Very slow motion. And if I'm correct, I think the world's ending in just a moment here, so let's appreciate the doom of this planet. And once again, the world ends, and the game begins again. I would like to keep playing. I would say this game has definitely drawn me in. It seems to be a well-considered fiction, well-considered universe, or world anyway, and scenario. And it is very beautiful, both visually and orally. The music is very moving. But I think we're gonna have to leave this here for now. I might come back to this game in a future video, or maybe I'll leave you guys to explore it for yourselves. I don't want to give everything away, of course. As far as games go, I mean, there's not a lot of gameplay here, but neither was there in Proteus, nor in, a lot of similar long as you realize that going in, then I think it can make for a really affecting experience, I guess. I'm keen to learn more about these people, this place, where they went, what they believed, and why the world is ending. I don't know if there's an end goal to the game. Perhaps there is. Perhaps the end goal is to see everything there is to see. And I don't know if there's any way to stave off the eventual apocalypse. But regardless, it's a neat piece of software. It releases tomorrow, which I guess will be today if you're watching this video on the day I put it out, July 7th, 2015. It's available on Steam. The developer is Random Seed Games, and I think this is their first product. I could be wrong, but I'm not aware of them doing anything else. And I don't know what it'll be priced at either, because as I mentioned, I received this key for free from the developer, but I suspect it'll be somewhere in the $10 to $20 range. That seems par for the course for this style of game, and for that price, I think it's probably a worthwhile purchase if this has interested you. Again, it's sort of an interactive experience. It's slow, it's contemplative, but it's quite moving and very beautiful. So, well worth checking out if you're intrigued by this video. I hope you enjoyed this little exploration of TIMEframe. And as we once again creep slowly towards the inevitable doom of this world, I will wish you a good night, a good day, whatever it is for you. I hope you found this relaxing and interesting, and I look very forward to seeing you back here again next time.